This is TWiT.
This episode of iFive for the iPhone is brought to you by Gazelle, the fast and simple way to sell your used gadgets. Find out what your used iPhone, iPad, and other Apple products are worth at gazelle.com. Welcome to iFive for the iPhone, episode 138. iFive covers the latest iPhone apps, tips, and tricks, and of course, news. I'm Morrone, and I'm ready. The question is, are you? The new update is here. The new update is here. Time to download and install iOS 8.3. Why? As promised, there are over 300 new emoji. Now there are emoji with a range of different skin colors and family groupings. There are families with two dads, families with two moms. In the immortal words of Taylor Swift, you can want what you want, boys and boys and girls and girls. Welcome to New York. If you happen to be discussing the new emoji with your children, you might get to have a very important teachable moment, which might end with the philosophical question, why doesn't the poop emoji come in different colors? Siri also gets an update in iOS 8.3 that gives her new languages and a slightly improved voice. Now she's a little more like Scarlett Johansson in Her and a little less like Rosie the Robot in The Jetsons. The update also fixes a handful of orientation issues, including a bug that kept the screen from rotating back to portrait after rotating to landscape. There's supposed to be an improvement in connection to Wi-Fi networks and Bluetooth accessories. But the real reason you should update to iOS 8.3 is to unlock the secret Spock emoji. First, you'll need to copy the Vulcan salute emoji from a Cult of Mac tweet that I will link to from the show notes of this episode. Then go to Settings, General, Keyboard, Shortcuts. Paste the Vulcan salute emoji into the Phrase section, then create a shortcut. Thanks for the tip, Cult of Mac. Of course, if the person you're sending this emoji to doesn't have the emoji on their phone, it will look like you're sending them an alien. The same goes for a lot of these new emoji, which could be awkward. To get the update, go to Settings, General, and tap Software Update. Now, live long and prosper. Number 2, on my April Fool's Day episode, I talked about wirelessly charging your iPhone by blowing on it. That was unfortunately fake, but it got me thinking about how I really wanted to find a way to wirelessly charge my phone. My whole life seems to be slowly overtaken by a big old spaghetti mess of cords. A company called TWiT sent me a review version of their Fuel iON wireless charging system, and I will tell you that I like it okay. Like most wireless charging systems, you aren't going to get rid of the wires completely, but you can charge on the go with no wires. The Fuel iON system starts with the case. You'd be forgiven for thinking that the case is a charging case because it is rather large, but it's not. What I mean by that is that the case is not doing the charging, it's just the method by which you connect the phone to the charging base or to the portable battery. So you can just place it there instead of wasting all your precious time plugging it in. That's a pro. The other pro is that the case is sturdy. The cons are that the case is ugly, I think, and it's not that easy to slip it on and off. The connector actually bent a little the first time I used it. The headphone jack was inaccessible to me, and it doesn't support the standard iOS charger. Also, the first few times I attached the case to the charger, I got a warning that the device was not supported, which can be a little bit scary. If you can stand all that, then the Fuel iON system might be for you. I like the stand. The case just snaps onto the magnet, and that's what's doing the charging. And you can use the phone in the portrait or the landscape mode pretty easily. You can also buy this extra battery that you charge like you'd charge your phone, and you charge the battery at the same time that you're charging the phone. Then you slip the battery into your pocket or your purse and you bring it with you for a little extra juice when you need it. The Fuel iON case for the iPhone 6 costs $50. The charging stand costs about $40. The charging pad, this pad that you can use to put the phone on, that costs about $36. There's also a charging stand that attaches to your windshield. That's about $36. Number 3, I am not afraid to admit that Twitter is my newspaper. Of course, I still occasionally read the regular newspaper, but I get a lot of my news straight from the people or the organizations that I follow on Twitter. So I was pretty excited to discover the app called Something, which I found through Owen Williams, writer at The Next Web, who I follow on Twitter. Something automatically loads articles from your Twitter feed into a very elegant interface. The article appears in an order determined by a super secret algorithm that shows you the best articles first and then learns from your preferences. So if you see something you like, you swipe right. If you see something you don't like, you swipe left. If you swipe accidentally, shake to undo. The cool kids tell me that's how Tinder works, but swiping this way for news articles instead of how much you like a person's face seems a lot nicer to me. Something is free, and it's great if you have a little extra time on your hands and you get annoyed waiting for articles to load in your phone. It's also the perfect app for those of us who have downloaded lots of different apps that let you save articles that look good to read later, and then you never, ever get around to reading any of them. Ever. This episode of iFive for the iPhone is brought to you by Gazelle. Buy certified pre-owned iPhones, Samsung phones, and iPads directly from Gazelle. If you've lost or broken your phone, a certified pre-owned device is a great way to buy a low-cost replacement device. Gazelle still offers great deals on trade-ins for your old device. Devices are available in 2 conditions, certified like new and certified good. Certified good devices show some gentle signs of wear, but offer consumers who want to save a little extra money a great device at a great price. All devices have been put through a rigorous 30-point inspection to ensure they're fully functional. Certified pre-owned devices are backed by a 30-day risk-free return policy. The payment is fast, within a few days of your item being received. Gazelle will also wipe your data for free. There's free shipping, and most items qualify for a free box. The process is fast. There's no listing hassles. Right now, Gazelle has the iPhone 6, the 6 Plus, the iPad Air, the iPad Mini with Retina display, and more. What is your iPhone worth? Take a minute and go to gazelle.com to find out. Number 4, you wouldn't be watching this right now if you weren't, like me, the type of person with an irrational need to be the first one to know about all the new products. You probably already know about Product Hunt. Perhaps you even remember Sarah telling you about the iOS app in episode 106. Well, it just got an update. In case you didn't watch episode 106, I will tell you that Product Hunt is basically a Reddit for products. Products get listed and you can vote them up or down. It's not just apps or websites either. It's any kind of product. It's just not for blog posts, news articles, events, or contract services. The new Product Hunt iOS app works a lot like the website in that it's awesome. Sarah's complaint about the first version was that it didn't let you follow people. Now you can. You can up or down vote products just like you do on the site. You can even download and install apps right from the app. You can browse through products by popularity, topic, or search through their curated collections. And it's easy to find related products to products you already like. You can also create your own collections. I've started one called iOS Apps as Good as Chocolate Donuts. The Product Hunt app is free in the App Store. Number 5, last week I answered Robert's question about how to make your iPhone connect to a particular network first. My suggestion was that you go into settings and have the phone forget the network that you didn't want to connect to. Adam from Australia sent me an email to say that there's an easier solution and one that will also let you connect to the second network if the first isn't available. Now, Adam agrees that there is no way to set preferred or default networks on iPhones. Hello, Tim Cook, could you get on that, please? Adam writes, the easy workaround is to rename your preferred network with a special character as the first letter. For example, _example network. This works because iPhones automatically connect to the network based on alphabetical order when there is more than one in range. Thank you, Adam. Hopefully that works for you at home, Robert. But if you're trying to connect to a certain network first at work or at another place where you're not in charge of the networks, then you might have to stick with the solution I suggested in episode 137. Or you can bribe your IT person. May I suggest chocolate donuts? That does it for this episode. Thanks for joining me on this jaunt. All of the apps, links, and other info from the show can be found at twit.tv/iFive. You can email ideas, questions, or just general feedback to iFive@twit.tv. Thanks to everyone who emailed me with the tips on group text apps. I will read all of those emails on next week's show. I am Megan Morrone. We'll see you next week on iFive for the iPhone.
Bandwidth for iFive for the iPhone is provided by CacheFly at CacheFly.com.